So, at the beginning of the movie, we see Emma taking a dog into the woods, savagely stabbing it to death with her knife, and then burying its dead body. This scene gives us the impression that Emma is a psychopath. In the next scene, we learn that after her father's death, Emma was adopted by her aunt, Angela. At Angela's house, we also see her husband, Robert, and her baby. Inside this house, Emma begins practicing to be a normal teenager in front of a mirror because, in reality, we know she is not a normal teenager at all. She is a psychopath, and she practices daily to appear innocent in front of everyone. She's still practicing when Angela comes into her room and asks her, "How do I look today?" as she was returning to work after a long time. Emma compliments her and wishes her good luck, after which Angela tells her, "Come down quickly. Uncle is making breakfast for us all." For some reason, Emma didn't like the change, and she even told Robert, "I really enjoy it when Angela and I are together." Robert didn't pay much attention to her words, and Angela dropped Emma off at her school. On the way, Angela had given Emma a boarding school presentation. She told Emma, "You might consider it. This boarding school is great for your career. You'll see a lot of progress there, and I also think you should move to a boarding school. This isn't my idea, it's Robert's." Angela's remark marked the day Emma began to resent Robert. Robert, in fact, tried to change everything Emma thought and wanted, and all of this was against Emma's idea, though Robert was doing his best for her. We see Emma at school, where everyone liked her and she performed very well. Today, a new girl named Kat joins Emma's class. Emma also had a best friend in the same class, and we learned that Emma's mother and her best friend's mother are also good friends. Then, we see all the girls practicing dance for a party. During this dance practice, everyone was trying their best. However, Emma's performance was not very good, while her best friend, Steph, was performing the best. Therefore, the instructor asked Steph to perform in front and encourages Emma to practice more. There was nothing wrong with this, but Emma didn't like her friend's advancement. Angered, she returns home to find her uncle in a business meeting. While their son was trying to crawl towards the pool, Emma, despite seeing him, didn't save him. Instead, she opened the launch door wide enough for him to climb out easily. She also placed some candy near the pool so that when the child tried to eat it, he would fall in. After doing all this, she calmly went upstairs as if she hadn't seen anything wrong, let alone done it. Standing in her room upstairs, she waited for the child to fall into the water, but just then, Angela arrived, foiling her entire plan. Angela saved her son, and for now, only a fight broke out between Angela and Robert. In fact, she was trying to hurt Robert through this. Robert apologizes to Angela, takes her downstairs, and sends her back inside. Then, he also spots a candy lying near the pool that he hadn't bought, which shifts his suspicions towards Emma. But Emma sneaks in and adds a lot of salt to the soup Robert made. No one can drink it, and Emma suggests they order Chinese food. Emma's words make it seem like Robert was the one who added the salt, as he benefited from the results since his favorite food was now coming home. The next day, at school, Emma approaches Kat and asks her to join their group. Kat refuses, telling Emma to go somewhere else and act out her decency in front of me. This angers Emma, but she doesn't show it. At home, Robert finds his knife, which had been missing for several days, in Emma's drawer. Robert now understands that Emma needs to move away from their home soon, so he contacts a boarding school and gets Emma admitted there. As soon as Emma returns home, Angela and Robert happily inform her that she has been admitted to a school that is everyone's dream. Emma is furious inside, filled with anger, but in front of Robert and Angela, she pretends to be very happy and excited. After which, she goes to her room, buries her head in the pillow, and screams loudly, releasing all her frustration and exhaustion. Afterward, she calms herself down and sits in front of the mirror, practicing being a decent girl. At night, Emma has strange dreams. Everything she did in her past life, including murdering her father, her friend, and one of her teachers, appears to her in her dreams, and yet she doesn't wake up scared. Instead, she wakes up feeling happy and excited, as if she doesn't feel any guilt about doing this but is rather happy to have done it. The next day, at school, Kat sits next to Emma's group. Emma's other friends treat her kindly and ask her about her old school. Kat reveals that she came from Emma's old school, a fact that shocks Emma. She also expresses her regret about her father's death, but Emma doesn't show her emotions. Emma's friends develop a stronger bond with Kat, and they even invite her to their party without asking Emma, a move that upsets Emma again. When she returns home today, Angela isn't at home. Robert is cooking dinner for everyone. Just then, his phone rings. He tells Emma to take care of the food and goes to answer the call. Instead of taking care of the food, Emma pours too much oil into the pan, causing it to catch fire, and she runs away. Then, when the fire alarms go off in the house, Emma comes out acting as if she's unaware. Angela is furious at Robert, asking him how he could be so foolish. Robert, who was trying to put out the fire, tells Angela the truth. It's all Emma's fault. I told Emma to take care of it, he says. Emma replies, I went to the washroom, didn't I? This was the first time Emma had made such a mistake, causing everyone to suspect her, and this was a very dangerous situation for her. If she wanted to maintain her image of goodness, she had to prove herself good again. So she takes juice to Robert and, acting like a gentleman, apologizes and admits her mistake, saying, yes, you told me to be careful, I shouldn't have gone to the washroom. Robert appreciates her gesture and forgives her. A short while later, the garage lights suddenly go out, and the car Robert was working on suddenly malfunctions, causing it to fall on him and crush him. He was in agony and cried out for help, but apparently no one was around. Just then, Emma passes by, saving him. He realizes that Emma was the mastermind behind all this, and Emma wasn't worried because she knew he would die in no time. When Robert doesn't return to his room for a long time, Angela comes to check on him, and he is rescued. Robert's condition was very serious, with no chance of recovery. Here we see Emma, who had come to a party at her friend's house. She was happy that upon leaving, she would receive news of Robert's death, and she was happily enjoying herself. But Kat ruined all her happiness by discussing her past life and even hinting that Emma was a killer. She threatened everyone to ask Emma how her father died, and before anyone could do so, Emma's friend's mother told her about Robert's accident, and she used this as an excuse to run away to the hospital. Seeing Robert alive in the hospital, she was so enraged that she could not control herself, and she strangled him to death. But her anger subsided when her saddened Aunt Angela told her about Robert's condition and said that the doctors were too stupid, that they believed Robert would never wake up from his coma, and that if he wakes up, he'll die. Emma goes home and starts cleaning up Robert's blood from the garage, as the sight of it makes her even more angry. Meanwhile, she receives a message from one of her classmates asking about him. Since Emma wasn't a normal girl, she couldn't even think of a normal response, so she turns to Google to respond. Meanwhile, in the hospital, we see Robert again, whose condition, instead of worsening, is surprisingly improving. He even regains consciousness during the night, and Angela is incredibly excited to see him. Upon regaining consciousness, Robert wants to tell her something, so Angela gives him a marker and paper to write on, and Robert writes Emma on it. Emma wasn't aware of these things. Her main concern was the upcoming dance competition at her school, where she was certain Stephanie would be selected. So she decides to do something to prevent Stephanie from coming to the audition. She goes to Stephanie's house, steals her beloved dog, takes it to the woods, and kills it. This is the same scene where the movie began. She knew Stephanie was very attached to her dog and that its loss would prevent her from coming to school. However, upon reaching the school, she receives another shock. All the teachers and judges had already made their decision and had no intention of holding auditions. Everyone already knew that Stephanie was a very good dancer. Therefore, Stephanie is selected again, and thus Emma's plan fails. Upon returning home, she receives another shock when she learns that Robert has recovered and has been moved back home. However, she has to control her emotions. Therefore, she goes to welcome Robert, pretending to be worried about him. She also gives Robert a bell, promising him that he could ring it if he needed anything, but she knew she would never respond to it herself. In the course of conversation, she asks Robert about the accident that day and is thankful to learn that Robert had no memory of the incident, nor had he seen her there before the accident. Emma's life continues as usual, and Kat meets Emma at school. She tells Emma, if you change schools, if you change cities, won't we know who you are? I know about your past and your present. All the crazy things happening around us right now aren't fate. You're the one doing it. I know. You're somehow responsible for your uncle's accident, and you're also behind Stephanie's dog walking. Emma was furious with her, but then she sees teachers approaching from behind. Denying all her guilt, she forces Kat to slap her. As soon as Kat slaps her, she begins acting as if she's the victim. Consequently, the teachers come to Emma's aid and scold Kat. But Emma knows this won't prevent the danger. Kat, who had confessed all her crimes to her face, could have told anyone else. So, she goes home and complains to Angela about Kat, and through her, gets Kat expelled from school. Back at the office, Stephanie's mom tells Angela that the CCTV footage shows a young girl taking Stephanie's dog, but they can't identify her. Angela watches the video and immediately recognizes it's Emma. However, she doesn't share anything with her friend at this time. Even at school, Emma wasn't holding back. She knew Stephanie had epilepsy, so she sent Stephanie some pictures that, upon seeing them, caused Stephanie to lose her mind and start having epileptic attacks. That same day, her epilepsy medication disappeared from school, and we also know that Emma was responsible. Stephanie didn't get a chance to reach the hospital and recover, and she died. This means that Emma had killed her best friend. Upon hearing the news of Stephanie's death, Angela's mind went wild. She had seen Emma outside Stephanie's house in the footage, and she suspected something was wrong. She went to ask Emma about all this, and Emma, once again, pretended to be innocent, saying, "Just because I was in the CCTV footage, doesn't mean I kidnapped the dog. That day, the dog didn't have a collar around his neck. He could have run away anywhere. I was just putting the collar on him." Her innocent appearance and her innocent words make Aunt Angela think she's wrongly suspected Emma, and she begins to doubt herself. Angela then researches Emma and learns that Emma has antisocial personality disorder. People with this condition don't socialize with anyone, and if they do, they only expect their opinions to be accepted and considered correct. If someone doesn't, they harm them. Angela had noticed that Emma had all these traits within her. At home, Robert's nurse asks Emma to take care of Robert because she felt unwell. Emma agrees, but she doesn't take care of him at all. Robert even begins to get jealous of her. He manages to pull his wheelchair closer to him, and just then, seeing him struggling, a nurse comes out. Emma also gets up and comes closer, as if she were coming to help. She tells the nurse, "Thank you, I'll do it," and she leads Robert inside. Emma starts whistling from behind, and the sound of her whistle brings back Robert's memory. It was Emma that night who was circling close to him, and it was Emma who loosened the lever and caused the car to fall on him. As soon as Emma enters his room, Robert tells her, "Enough is enough. Take off your mask of decency. I know the truth. You caused my accident." Emma laughs and denies it, but deep down, she knew that Robert's survival was extremely dangerous for her. She didn't know that Angela had also noticed her behavior. That's why she's gone to her old town to visit her uncle. At home, Emma opens her aunt's laptop and learns that she was researching psychopaths. She takes a psychopath test and discovers that she, too, is a psychopath, and she is overjoyed as if she'd won an award. In another town, Emma's uncle tells Angela that his brother, Emma's dad, always told him that something was wrong with Emma, but to him, Emma seemed decent. One day, he says, "I went to my brother's house and saw him pointing a gun at Emma. I saved her life. But my brother kept telling me, 'You're not saving her life, you're endangering her. If she lives, she'll be a disaster for everyone.' But I ignored him." After hearing all this, Angela becomes convinced that Emma is a psychopath and a threat to her family. It turns out that Angela had left a teddy bear with a hidden camera in front of Robert at home. As soon as Emma picks it up, Angela realizes that her family is in grave danger. She begins calling the nurse, but Emma had already stolen the nurse's phone and interrupts all of Angela's calls. She even convinces Kat to come to her house, saying, "Come to my house today. I'll tell you the whole truth about what happened to my dad." She also calls a friend, and her motive will be revealed later. Kat arrives at her house, and as soon as she arrives, Emma gives her hot chocolate laced with all of her uncle's sleeping pills. Emma then confesses to Kat about her crimes. She had killed a friend as a child, and then she killed her dad. Her mother died at birth, and upon arriving, she first killed Stephanie's dog, then Stephanie, and then attempted to kill Robert. Before Kat could take any action, she fainted. Emma then called 911, reporting that a girl named Kat was in her house, trying to burn her house down, and that she couldn't control her. Kat was stunned by this. Emma then picked up Kat's phone and deleted all her messages. She then went downstairs, turned on all the lights, set the house on fire, and then left. Her friend Nathan had arrived outside by this time, and she told him that Kat had done all this, and pretended to be innocent and sat next to him. When Angela returned home, she was devastated by the sight of her burning house. Inside, Robert was there, trying desperately to save his child. He was going upstairs, enduring the pain, but Robert discovered that his son wasn't in that room. This was Emma's ploy to lure Robert to a place where no one could find him. In an attempt to save Robert, Angela, along with Kat, burns to ashes in the house. The police take Emma away, and they don't suspect her even a bit. Instead, Emma is shown sympathy, having lost her second family. The social worker tells her that a new family is ready to adopt her, and Emma makes it clear to the social worker that Angela's son, Cade, will always be with her and that she will only move to a new home if a family agrees to accept him. A new family agrees to take her, and the movie ends with the suspense of whether Emma will let that family live.